27-year-old St. Louis advertising executive Max Barron has completely shut himself off from the world in the 2 years since the auto accident that killed his wife, Janie. On the way to his friend Neil's bachelor party, Max picks up 50 burgers from a diner called White Palace. At the party, he discovers that the order is 6 burgers short and, to the ridicule of his friends, returns to the restaurant to complain. In a moment that defines his initial character, Max declares, "It's the principle." He is roundly mocked by his friends. At the White Palace diner, after a heated exchange occurs between Max and a 43-year-old waitress, Nora Baker, she exasperatedly refunds him. Max returns to the party but leaves upset and heads to a bar, where he runs into Nora. Drunk, she flirts with him, but he pushes her advances away and starts to leave. She senses he's upset, asks why, and discovers his wife died in a car crash. She discloses that she lost her young son to leukemia. The connection prevents him from leaving. They have a few drinks, and eventually he gives her a lift home to the Dogtown neighborhood in St. Louis, but drunkenly crashes his car into her mailbox. She invites him to spend the night at her house, with the couch as his bed. Max starts dreaming about his late wife, then wakes up to find Nora performing fellatio on him. They end up having passionate love. After visiting his wife's grave on the 2nd anniversary of her death, Max returns to White Palace to watch a busy Nora from a distance. He visits her at home with the pretext of replacing the broken mailbox, but instead they begin a relationship. Max becomes more relaxed and cheerful around Nora and at his work, but remains reluctant to reveal their relationship to his family and friends. At one point, he gets frustrated that all he and Nora do is sit and watch TV in her house. She firmly reminds him of their differences in age and social backgrounds. Nora is angry after Max has lied to her about his friend Neil's wedding and that he didn't take her. They argue about how Max keeps their relationship a secret and that he is probably ashamed of being seen with her. Nora's sister Judy meets Max the following day and explains to him, in Nora's absence, how they were abandoned as children and that she left a young Nora to fend for herself. Judy also explains that Nora's son drowned. While at the supermarket with Nora, Max leaves her at the counter and runs into Neil's wife Rachel, who invites him and his mystery woman to Thanksgiving. At Max's apartment, Nora hears a message on his answering machine inviting them to the Horowitz's home for Thanksgiving. Nora brings up the subject to an initially hesitant Max. However, they resolve to attend as a couple. At the Thanksgiving dinner with Neil, Rachel, Mrs. Barron, Max's friends, and the Horowitz extended family make Nora uncomfortable. Following an argument between Nora and Neil's father, she walks out, Max and his mother following. After the dinner, Nora and Max argue in her house over what happened, and she tells him to leave. Sometime later, Max finds Nora's house empty and a note explaining to him that she left and that he shouldn't come looking for her. He visits White Palace and is informed that Nora quit. He goes to a brunch with friends and meets Heidi Solomon, but cannot stop thinking about Nora. He then realizes that everyone around him seems stuck up and obsessed with their perfect upper-middle-class lives. He travels to New York to find Nora's sister Judy and is informed that Nora is waitressing in a restaurant. Max finds Nora there and confesses his love to her, revealing that he quit his job and moved to New York to be with her. They reunite, kissing tenderly as patrons of the restaurant look on. Max playfully clears the table of its contents and lays a laughing Nora down on it, climbing on top of her and passionately kissing her, while the whole restaurant cheers and applauds. The end.